Good evening. My name is Thurman Greco, and the name of this show is Let's Live with Thurman Greco, and it's coming to you from scenic downtown Woodstock, New York, and also from YouTube. And this show, Let's Live with Thurman Greco, has been playing now for a little bit over 20 years, and a lot of the shows are now on YouTube. So I invite you to tune in and enjoy the different shows that have been playing. And they cover a wide range of subjects. And tonight we are going to we have a model here, and her name is Lollipop. And Lollipop is a rescue. She came from the Socrates Animal Shelter, and she is such a delightful dog. And Lollipop is filled with love, and she's filled with care and attention. She has a wonderful personality. But I do want to talk to you about the massage the class that we're going to have. This is an entry-level massage, and if you're watching the TV show, or if you have tuned on YouTube and you see this show, then you have a chance to go and get your animal, and you can practice giving your animal massage therapy. Back in the 90s, I went to the dogs. I spent about 10 years focusing on canine healing, all kinds of healing for animals, and it did include companion animal massage therapy. And I went all over the country to learn as much as I could about canine massage therapy from different people. And if you are, for whatever reason, thinking about doing this, the best class I had of all the people that I studied under, and that is not to say that any of them is any less than Jonathan Ruttinger, but he was an amazing person. I went to Toledo, Ohio. The class was very small, included 3 people, and it was a concentrated class, and it was wonderful. It was therapeutic, it was spiritual, it was just everything. So since then I have been sharing what I have learned, not only from Jonathan Ruttinger, but from other companion animal massage therapists. And what I will tell you is this: we're gonna give Lollipop a massage, but you also can I give my cat's massage. There are all kinds of animals. Bunny rabbits love massage. All kinds of animals enjoy massage. And the basic massage that Jonathan Ruttinger teaches is very adaptable to different kinds of animals. And it's adaptable to horses and, big dogs and little dogs and big cats and little cats and animals that have problems, that have health issues, as well as animals that are healthy. So Lullaby has been with us now for, I guess, several weeks, maybe a month. And Lullaby, I'm sorry, Lollipop. I've been thinking about Lullaby all day long. Lullaby is another animal, but you're right, it is Lollipop. I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to call you Lullaby. I've been thinking about your Lullaby today. Lollipop, we're not real sure how old she is. And we know very little about her prior life. She came from a shelter in Louisiana and ended up at the Socrates Animal Shelter. And she became part of our lives because my daughter, Jeanette, was seeking an animal that will try to chase away snakes because she lives on the Hudson River. And if you live on a river, you've got snakes around. And the ones that she has are not vicious, they're not mean, they're not cruel, they won't bite, they're none of that, but there are a lot of them. So you have to, if you don't want them to run over your yard. And all of Jeanette's neighbors have dogs. And the first thing they said to her was, if you don't want to be overrun with snakes, you need to get a snaker. So Jeanette contacted Saugerties Animal Shelter and said she was looking for a snaker. And they called us up and they told Jeanette that they had a snaker for her. So Jeanette went out to see the dog, and here was Lollipop. And she's delightful. If the animal around her has fur, Lollipop doesn't have any problem with that animal at all. No interest. It's like, oh, well, it's just another cat, just another mouse, just another rabbit, just another deer, just another whatever. But if it does not, if it is a snake, then she is interested in that animal and wants to play with it and wants to interact with it. And of course, the snake is not interested in that at all. So that's working out very well. So we're going to start off with some basic rules, guidelines that you can use when you give massage to your pet. The first thing you want to do is make sure, and we did this with Lollipop, make sure that your animal doesn't need to go to the bathroom and is not hungry and doesn't have any pain anywhere. Make sure that your animal is comfortable, because that's really important. You're going to get a better massage for your pet if the animal is comfortable. And the next thing you need to do, and we can't do that now because if you're going to be on YouTube, you have to have music that is not copyrighted, and that's beyond me at that point. But some quiet music. Turn on some quiet music. And every time that you give your pet a massage, try to use the same music, because that way your pet is going to know, all right, she took me outside, she gave me a drink of water, she made sure I wasn't hungry, and now she's got this table arranged, and we're now going to have a massage. And then you put the pet on the table, have a comfortable padding, and make sure that everything is fine. Then take a couple of deep breaths, because that is your signal to your pet that you're ready to give it a massage. And you're going to begin the massage at the head. You're going to go from the head of the animal, whether it's a dog or a cat or bunny rabbit or whatever, and you're going to go all the way over the body, out the tail, and down the feet. So you're going to start at the top of the head and go down. And you're going to follow the way the coat goes. Now, not all animals have coat. Some animals have hair, which is different. But Lollipop has a coat, and her hair, her coat all grows in more or less one direction, which is from front to back and top down. And that's the way you're going to offer your massage to your animal. Because when you offer the massage to your animal, top down, front to back, and down the legs to the feet, that's what's going to relax your animal. If you start going against the grain of the coat, that's going to be counterproductive for any relaxation that you're trying to offer your pet. So the first thing you want to do is you want to very carefully start right at the nose and go all the way back. And you're introducing your hands and you to this pet. And notice how, and it doesn't have to be heavy. It doesn't have to be heavy. You know, a lot of people when they get massage, They think they have to have somebody with a very heavy hand. It's also true of people who receive reflexology. A lot of people who receive reflexology think that it's got to be very, very tough, and it's got to hurt, and it's got to all. That is not true. That is not necessary. So you're not trying to hurt your animal at all. You're trying to offer a soothing, healing, relaxing massage. So one of the first things that you're going to do is you are going to work around the ears in little dime-sized circles all around the ears. And this is a lovely thing. You can do one ear at a time, or you can do both. Notice how we did one ear at a time, and she's getting used to this. She's feeling that. She's moving her head around. That's because ears are very sensitive. And this is true for humans as well as for other animals. When you work the ears, you are working all kinds of nerve endings. And this is very important. With the ears, you are really offering some spiritual and physical relaxation and relief to the entire body of your pet. And you know, this is okay. This works for you. Reflexology does feet, it does hands, it does face, and it does ears. And when you study foot reflexology, I've studied foot reflexology for years, and it was many years before I finally went out to California and found myself a reflexologist who would teach ear reflexology and face reflexology and hand reflexology. But you want to work on both of the ears in little dime-sized pieces, little dime-sized circles all the way around the ears. And that's going to be very therapeutic for your animal. And it's going to be very, very therapeutic for you if you do this on yourself. Because ear reflexology is therapeutic. And it is the strongest of all of the reflexologists. Our ears are more sensitive to ear reflexology than they are to foot reflexology or hand reflexology. So here we go. We're working on these little dime-sized things. And notice how she's calming down. She's still to begin with, but now she's really calming down. And then notice how I give her these long, luscious pulls. Long, luscious pulls. And notice how quiet she is. This is a very, very, and listen, this is going to work for a cat. It's going to work for a rabbit. It's going to work for a cow, a horse, whatever. It's going to work great. Now, she has raised her head. So I'm going to take advantage of that, and I am going to do these little dime-sized dime-sized circles. I'm going all around her mouth. And when you do this, when you go all around the mouth and you go these little dime-sized pieces like this, you are not only massaging the cheeks and the skin around the mouth, you are also massaging the gums. And you're massaging the teeth, and you're massaging all of this. And notice how she's, yeah, I know, she's responding to this. She is responding to this. And she's responding in a slow way. So I'm not hurting her. If she's moving slowly, this is not something that she does not like. She does have a very sensitive mouth. If you open her mouth and you look in her mouth, you will see that she has had some experiences in her mouth that have damaged her gums and her teeth. So this is sensitive. So she is feeling this. Now, you're going to start with the stop. The stop which is right here. And you're going to go all the way up the top of the head. And you're going to offer massage all the way up the top of the head. And you're going to go around the eyes very, very slowly. Yeah, she's definitely aware of what's happening. It's not bad, but she went from very quiet to very alert. And that's okay. This is something for her first massage in a strange room. She's doing quite well. Now, we are here at the base of her skull, the occipital ridge, and we're going to go around the occipital ridge. So that is very important. And then I'm going to go down her spine from the base of the spine all the way down. And I'm with the two fingers, I've got one on each side of the vertebrae. And we are touching very gently each of the vertebrae in her body. And this is very important. And notice that I have not tried to change her position in any way. She is in whatever is comfortable for her, and she is happy. So we're going all the way down to the base of the spine. And you can do this 3 times. The first time you give massage to your animal, once is enough. I'm doing this 2 times to give you an idea of what's happening. And we are offering her there we go. Did you see the yawn? She's releasing stress. When they open their mouths, they're releasing stress. So that's good. Now, we are at the base of the spine. I've got my hand on the base of the spine right above the tail, and I'm going to very carefully move the tail in a clockwise position. And I'll do that 3 times. And then I'm going to go back 3 more times. And some dogs, when you put your hand back here at the base of the tail and you try to move the tail, you cannot, because it's sore and it hurts. So all you can do is maybe touch it and not try to move it at all because it's sore. So this is, these are, we have issues with our spines, and the animals do as well. And then one of the things we do is I pull, and this is an amazing thing, because there are a lot of animals, the first time you give them massage, you can't do this. You cannot go down the tail and go to the end of the tail because it's sore. And so this one, okay, now see this? We have reached a sore point. I can feel it. All of a sudden we're alert. She's looking back here at this, and I'm very, very, very lightly touching this point, and I'm going to just keep right on going. And you make a note of this. And the reason you make a note of it is because when you give it the next massage, you're going to repeat this part definitely, but you're not going to do it any deeper or any heavier or anything else until she finally adjusts and has the confidence in you to touch that tail, because the tail has an injury of some kind. So there we have gone down the spine. We are going to go along here at the base of the occipital ridge, and we are going to go here, along here, underneath. We're on the shoulders. We're on the shoulders now. And you're doing circles with the thumb. In a bigger animal, you might use all 4 of your fingers at one time to do this. And I'm doing both sides of the shoulders and around the neck together because she's such a small animal. A larger animal, you may work one shoulder and then the other shoulder. You're very lightly massaging in circles around the shoulders. Because we have neck issues, these animals have neck issues. And one of the reasons that they have neck issues is many of us, most of us, if we have dogs, they're on a leash or a collar. And I see dozens of animals every week, and most of them have poorly selected and ill-fitting collars or harnesses. Not because the human intentionally wants to damage the pet's neck and shoulders, but simply because the human has no concept of what's happening and how the animal is responding. And so the animal lives with a collar or harness, which is wrong for that particular animal. Not that the harness or collar is bad, but it is just not a good match for the animal. And then there's a whole selection of animals that the collar is a metal pronged collar, which is the worst. The worst. I recommend that you find yourself, if you have an animal that you feel like it needs a pronged collar, I recommend that you find a trainer that is reasonable and will not hurt your animal, who will fit your animal with a proper leash and proper collar and proper harness, and then will teach you how to walk with it. I have been known occasionally at the farmer's market, not the farmer's market, at the Mowers Meadow, I have been known to go up to a human being and show them how they have the proper equipment, they've got the proper leash, they just aren't holding it right. And it's none of my business, but I see the damage that is being caused to the animals. And I see the damage that is being caused to the human's shoulders and elbows and wrists. And I see, now that winter is coming, the opportunity for a broken wrist and a broken ankle and a broken foot. And these things can all be avoided. Things can all be better if you can find somebody who will try to match you up with your dog and its leash and collar and harness. Now, back to the massage. We're up here around the neck. You're offering some massage around the neck. And you feel it. You feel the stress that this animal is carrying because you feel the heat. And the heat is generating. It's just really, really interesting. And this is an animal that for the most part doesn't do anything she doesn't want to do. She is so anxious to please. And when she does resist, Jeanette's very careful to respect that. And especially because we have a new animal, we have a new pet. But even so, there's a lot of stress up here in these shoulders. And if you look at it, if you take your life independently and you look at it, you've got a lot of stress around your shoulders and neck too. And I don't know anybody, I do not know any humans, either close friends or professional acquaintances or whatever, who is properly dealing with the stress in his or her neck and shoulders. And so they're not dealing with the stress in the animal's shoulders and neck either, because they're not aware of it and they don't know how. And some people go to massage therapists, some people go take pills, some people go to the chiropractor, and chiropractors are all different. That is an extremely individual treatment when you go to a chiropractor. And you may go to a chiropractor that your neighbor thinks is perfect, and you may feel that this guy's perfect for you too, but he may not be, and you don't know it yet. So anyway, and we have so much stress in our lives that working with the shoulders is important. And as we work with the shoulders, we need to work with our own shoulders too. We need to relax our shoulders. And notice now, I have stayed on these shoulders too long. She's beginning to get a little antsy. She's beginning to say, this is a little much. This is a little much. So what we're going to do is we're going to come on down and come with my hands along the spine. And we're going to follow along the spine. Notice how she's moving. Anytime they move, she's getting more comfortable. And if you practice Reiki, or if you practice any healing modality, you can add that to this. Trust me, your animal will love it. Now, I'm going to go to the front. We have gone along the neck. We are going to go along under the chin. Now, do something. I'm going to work on the legs. I'm going to work on the shoulders, and I'm going to work on the legs. You have here on this side, the right shoulder, you have a little bit larger muscle. In this animal, it's not all that big because she's a small animal. Go in circles on this. She's very sore. She's very tight. And you can see here. I'll do this side. She says, try this side. This is one of the things about the animal gets used to canine massage therapy. And all or something, so that you can remember, so that you may spend companion animal massage therapy, but when it comes down to actually practicing it, you're using your fingers, you're using your hands on the of the shoulders, and then we're going down. Here we go. That's what you're doing. And she is responding. She is responding to it. And let's see if she's going to let me do her feet. See, she's rubbing, she's licking. They have animals, if running, trotting, whatever, is on their feet. Ours, because we cover our feet with socks. She's me and herself that she's releasing stress, amount of stress in this. And now she's okay with it. She's not comfortable with it, but she's okay. You can take your fingers, go to the bottom of the pad in circle. This is important. Now, I will tell you this. When you start working on the pad, you may find snow rocks, the ice, snow melt. You may find matted hair. Who knows what you're going to find. But this is your opportunity to get it out. Because every time they step on it, it hurts. And sensation also when they have plantar fasciitis, that they step on their feet and it hurts. So you want to go over the feet. We have our head down. And notice here, the shoulder right here. This is a lot of stress there. The animal carries a lot of stress there. You stress there. So working it is not a bad thing. Side, also not a bad thing. Going to very interesting. Now, you go behind the shoulders, and this part of the body. So many have harnesses and that constrict. So and fatty tissue, skin, all of it. It's all painful. It's all sore. It all needs work. Then we come along here and we have the side of the dog's or the cat's body. And this is a lot of muscle. You have bones because you have your ribs. Because we have a lot of muscle. Ribs. And covering the chakras. And we'll have to Then we now, and we are at the rear legs, and we work these muscles in circles. You're going to go on the right leg, you're going to go clockwise. And on the left, legs. And then you're going to actually go down and cover, you're going to go put some massage into the pads of the feet. And I don't know, you can see, I don't know what you're seeing in her face, but she's not relaxed. She is not relaxed. And as a matter of fact, she's a little bit stressed out. And that's one of the things that will, after the first massage, they're not that stressed out. As long as you're not hurting them, they're not stressed out. Once they realize what they're doing. Look at this one stretching. What I do with canine massage and feline massage and what horse massage, whatever, cows, whatever it is that you do, pigs, goats, it doesn't make any difference. They all love massage. You want to work on a routine that you're going to do pretty much the same thing every time. And that's because they are going to take comfort in the fact that they are receiving body work and they know what's going to come next. So that's an important thing. Now, we're back here. We're working on the hind legs. And we're working. And then now we're going to do back. We're going to do the tail again. Just gently pulling the tail. Now some dogs you cannot do even this. I'm just gently pulling on this tail. Just gently, just gently. There's some dogs that is so sore that you cannot. So, but you have to, the first time you do the massage, you're finding out where the animal is sore, and you're finding out what the animal is going to start protecting because it's painful. And then after a while, they're going to loosen up some. And it happens much faster with an animal than it does with a human. You know, with humans that receive massage for week after week because they have something wrong and they are going for massage, it may take that human a year to finally allow itself. It may take that human finally a year for that human to allow his or her body to heal. And that's because humans are truly very secretive. And like animals, they don't want anybody hurting them or bothering them. So, and because humans wear clothing and then they have to remove their clothing. So you've got all these issues that you're dealing with just for a massage. That's one of the wonderful things about reflexology and Reiki is you don't have to remove any of the clothing. And I don't, for my reflexology clients and for my Reiki clients, I ask them to remove the shoes, but we don't remove anything else. I don't remove, unless they're uncomfortable. I mean, I don't even mention the belts. I just don't. I don't mention jewelry. I don't mention anything like that because I want the person to feel up things, then you're going to be going to places that are not comfortable. It's kind of where it is with your animal. You know, when you go, you're not necessarily, although you may say to I may say to Lollipop, and I may or whatever, is I'm going to do shoulders now. I'm going to work on your shoulders now. And then after a while, they're more receptive to what's going on. Some of them, some animals, are so stressed out that immediately they get it. They get it in the first 5 minutes. I had a massage, a large dog, a pit bull. The owner was stressed. The dog was stressed. And you know, pit bulls are very intelligent. Dogs are intelligent. I have known a lot of dogs that were more intelligent and more with it than their animals. And so I gave this dog a massage. And at the end of the massage, the dog just rolled over and went to sleep. And 10 hours later, he was still asleep. And she came back over to me and she said, I want you to come and see my dog. I'm afraid something's wrong with my dog. He's still asleep. He's been asleep for 10 hours. And I said, this dog is sleeping better than he's slept in years. He is healing through this sleep. And that can be frightening to people when they have such a dramatic response for their animals. So we have working on the knees and working on the elbows and working on the shoulders, working on the hips. It's very important. And of course, this one has stayed in pretty well the same position the whole time. And with the next massage, I might try to have her in a different position so that I can get more to the abdomen in the future. But for now, this is where she was comfortable, and this is where we started, and this is where we are going to end. One of the things that you can do at this point, if you practice Reiki, this is a good thing for you to do. This is a good time now for you to be offering Reiki to your animal. And the Reiki may surface, because at certain times Reiki does surface on its own. But that way the dog has been with you for a certain amount of time. You've gone over the body, and the next thing that you're going to do is offer Reiki to it, which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. You also have to realize, especially with the first massage that you give an animal, is that they keep secrets, you know. I see people all the time. I see people walking dogs in streets in which I can see that the animal has an injury. And I can also see that the human is completely unaware. And that's because the dog doesn't want that human to know about it. That's not what that dog wants to deal with. So they just cover it up. And human beings are the same way too, you know. But dogs are very, very strong that way. And you know, dogs do have pain. And this one's got some pain back here at the base of her spine. So we do a little Reiki, and I can tell by looking at the front of the screen that she's not entirely relaxed, but she's pretty good. For her first massage, she's getting there. And she is certainly receptive to the Reiki. If you have an animal who has some health issues, I would strongly suggest that you learn Reiki. Reiki doesn't have to be that expensive anymore. It's getting less and less expensive. And Reiki 1 can do it. Reiki 1, Reiki 2 at the most can do it. And that's very, very helpful. Very helpful. And if you have any questions, you might want to send them to me at thurmangreco@gmail.com. And then the next time that we have a massage class, I will try to answer some of those questions for you to make it easier, because this is a wonderful, wonderful thing that you can do. You know, humans like animals. They like animals for companionship. And they want to do something with that animal. They want to enjoy an activity with that animal. And some people go walking with their dogs. Some people sleep on the couch with their dog. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can do. But giving it a massage is a really fun thing. And I think now, this is this dog's first massage. And I think that we can say, with a certain amount of confidence, that she's doing okay. She didn't have to put up with something that she didn't want, and she's not having to endure any discomfort that she did not like. And she's going to sleep real well tonight. I do have on YouTube, I guess 6 videos in which I offer massage to a dog who doesn't know me, who's never been in the place where we're at, has never had any massage or anything, and you see that it's complete pandemonium. And it can be complete pandemonium. And the reason I did it is to help people who want to give their animals a massage, but are a little afraid that it's not going to turn out right. I really wanted them to have an opportunity to watch several different animals receiving massage and knowing that it can be okay. The first massage is generally a crazy time. And it's a crazy time because the dog is in a new space. I may not know the dog is on a table that he's never been around before, all of those things, and it makes it confusing for them. But you can also, one of the things you can do, and as I watch this animal, you can go back. Like when we first gave her massage, we saw that the neck and the shoulders were sore. So you can go through the whole massage routine, and then at the end, you go back and you can do these shoulders again. And it's a wonderful thing that you can do for your animals. And if you have a cat, don't look around and say, well, all I have is a cat, because your cat is going to love the massage. Absolutely going to love the massage. And also, when you give your animal a massage, you can take advantage of this quiet time to run your fingers over the entire body and do what we call a scan. And see she is aware that I'm not really giving a massage anymore, so she's moved. I think that's clever. Okay, you're going to go look at the coat, and you're going to look around to see if the coat is kind of routine all the way around. No bald spots, no spots where suddenly there's a circle where it's white or whatever. There's, everything is going to be looking the way it is supposed to look as far as the coat is concerned. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to look at the ears and see are the ears red? You know, is there any infection in that ear? Also, sometimes people will say, "Oh my goodness, I gave Tipsy a massage and her ears smell terrible." Well, that's a trip to the vet. And please do not put that off. Because if your dog has an ear infection and you let it go too long, you have got A, surgery, and B, a deaf dog. It is, and it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long. So, and especially if you have a Cocker Spaniel, if you have a Spaniel, that's one thing that can happen. Another thing is if you have a poodle, you need to pull the hair that's in the inner ear. And you can't use tweezers. You need to get something that's stronger than that. And just pull it out. And for the most part, poodles will not say anything to you. But they'll be very happy to get rid of that hair in the ears because they can hear better, and because the ears are cleaner, and because if there's any infection in there, you're going to find it. So that's something that you can do while you do this scan. The other thing you want to do is check, as we talked about earlier, check between the toes and make sure that you have not found any rocks or debris or anything that you need to get out. And if the animal needs to have a pedicure, that can be very difficult on an animal's ankles if the toenails are not right. So that's something that you need to work on as well. And you need to look and see if there's any swelling around the eyes, or if there's any swelling in the mouth, and if there's any swelling in the abdomen. And then take note, if you can't touch the tail, that's sore. And also, now she didn't do this at all. Some animals, you will be working on this animal, and all of a sudden she'll jerk. And that's because you hit a sore spot. And so you want to find out where it is and work on it for the next time. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Send me an email at thurmangreco@gmail.com, and I will try to include answers to that email in the next class that I give. And I will be giving a class hopefully in another month. And are you coming awake now, darling? I think she is. I think she is. So thank you very, very much. I have enjoyed having you here. I think Lollipop has enjoyed having you and is still enjoy having you. And she did really well for her first massage. And thank you very much, Miss Ellen. And I'm hoping you can use your massage on Gypsy.
Yes, I will try. Thank you.
Thank you.